Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the No Weaklings Club podcast. And if you are looking for perfectly polished Pinterest-friendly life podcast, this is not it. This is for people who cried on the night bus, texted idiots, dated idiots, felt lonely in a crowded bar, and still refuse to give up on themselves. It's here to cheer you up mostly and to encourage you to make meaningful connections.
My name is Josipa, and today's episode, I was not planning to record dating episode this early in the podcast, but here I am. I feel like dating in London is very hard. We have so many options after all. We do. It's a city of 8 million people. We have many options here, and either people are just developed to be very individual, so they cannot fit with someone else, find a partner, or we just are stumped with this so many options that we don't want to settle for what might be less for us. And I'm not saying don't settle for what might be less for you. Absolutely not. Especially if you are not treated right, then definitely do not settle for anything less. Like I am not. When I'm looking people in Croatia, I'm thinking maybe it's easier for them to find partners just because there's less people there. Possibilities are limited. But then when I found out last year that the couple that I was thinking it's my ideal couple, they're just so beautiful together. They're lovely. That's what I want in my life. They are not. They were not. They are now divorced. And it was a really ugly divorce. So I don't even know what to think. I watched Love Con Revenge, and Love Con Revenge, it's a series that is led with a girl who was in Tinder Swindler. So she was conned by Tinder Swindler. By now, I'm pretty sure you know who Tinder Swindler is, but in case you don't know, let me just tell you a little bit about it. So Tinder Swindler is a series on Netflix, and this woman is telling us how she was swindled by this guy who presented himself to be a rich and successful, I think he was a jewelry maker, something with diamonds. He would be taking her for trips in his private jet, expensive dinners, expensive stuff, and then he started asking money from her until he took, I think, a lot of money, 250K, I think he took from her. I'm not really sure. Well, she made another series where people are contacting her and she's helping them expose their conmans. And if you're thinking this is something that's going on only in America, let me tell you straight away, you are not right. This is also happening in UK. Actually, I have an example of it happening in the UK. It happened to someone who was my friend before. I'm not going to be going into too many details, but I'm going to tell you a short story of how it went down because I was involved in it. It did not happen to me, obviously, but she was my friend at the time and she would share this experience with me. I think she started sharing it a little bit later on. She was not aware of it in the beginning, that she's dating this con man, or she didn't want to accept this for a long, long time. And then when she told me, I think when she verbalized it, she realized what she's up to. So basically they met, believe it or not, on dating app. I think it was Tinder, but I'm not sure, it doesn't really matter. And they started dating. He lived in London. He told her he has some kind of fashion brand, la 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 la. And his visa was expiring, so he had to go back to his home country. Few months they were not in contact, and then he actually contacts her and they start chatting again. Old spark is reborn, and he starts asking her for money very quickly. Obviously, he is in a very bad situation there. He needs money for visa to come back. She wants him to come back. She loves him. He needs to sort out the house so he can sell the house there, so he can have some money, and then he can buy all these tickets to come back. He also tells her he needs to buy a ticket for his return to his home country because because visa application people want this did not make any sense to me, but here it is. I guess for her it did, because rules of this visa application were quite strict. They even signed a contract for this very generous amount of money that she gave him in the beginning. So she was hopeful that this means something in the eyes of law and she's gonna get her money back. Then he would be ghosting her for weeks or for months, and then he would come back with another sob story. He was in hospital, he was kidnapped, he was beaten, he almost died. He had friends who would be talking to her, who would confirm all this. He would ask for more money, she would give more money, and that would go so on, so on. So like a circle of him asking for money, then ghosting her, then coming back with a soapy story and asking for money again, and she was falling for it for a long, long time. When she pretty much had enough of it and started threatening with the police and asking for her money back, he even told her that he's going to deposit this money, even more than she gave him, onto some kind of card in America, and that this card is going to be shipped to her via post, and he gave her a tracking number where she could see in real time where this is card at the moment, and she got a message that this card reached some kind of border. I think it was a France border, and that she needs to pay customs, and if she doesn't pay customs in 24 hours, every 24 hours they're gonna be taking out money essentially from that account, from that card that he allegedly said to her. And I was like, girl, don't pay anything, this is ridiculous. Why would customs even ask any kind of money from you? And at some point he told her he came back to UK and let's meet up and I'm gonna give you money. And she went to an arranged place and he was never there. She had some kind of address of him that he was not on this address. I mean, all of this that I'm saying now, it sounds exactly like these Tinder swindlers or whatever swindlers that were in this show. So the point of me telling you this story is be careful, because it seems like we all need to be careful. You never know who someone is. Someone can pretend to be someone for such a long time in order to fulfill their monetary goals, to swindle you, to steal money from you, to fraud you. I don't even know what to think about this. It's just crazy, crazy. I can't say I've been in this kind of situation. I've been in a situation when a man would be taking money from me. Well, he would be asking money from me, but he was definitely broke. I know he was not swindling me in the sense that he was with me because I was giving him money. I do believe he loved me. He just didn't have money. He wanted to have it and he didn't want to work, so he was asking me money and I would be giving him this money, which is on me, which is definitely on me. Is he doing this to other people? I'm not really sure. I assume he is doing this because his sorry ass is just not capable of working. But yeah, anyways, just crazy guys, crazy guys.
Crazy!
I decided I'm gonna make a dating episode now. Stories that I'm going to tell today are not going to be stories that are necessarily connected or have any kind of connection with swindling. They're just human stories. And they are mostly negative stories. Actually, they are all negative stories that I have to tell you today. This episode is going to be a two-parter. So first parter is going to be examples from the dating world and relationships. As we already started with examples, I'm going to continue with few examples that are familiar to me or people have told me, because people love to share details of their life with me, and I really appreciate that. I like to be a person who people can confide in. And then in the next part, me and my buddy Max, we are going to be talking about these relationships and what we think. I'm gonna do also a research. I'm gonna be reading a few papers, academic researches, to see maybe what some scientists say about all this, what we call dating today. What are their opinions, what are positive sides, what are negative sides, etc. Then my buddy and I, we are going to engage in a deep discussion about all this and see what we think and how we connect all this together. Of course, dating is a topic that we can discuss for forever, and there will definitely gonna be more dating episodes in the future. Like, it's unavoidable. I hope you will enjoy this episode, maybe find yourself in some of them, maybe encourage yourself to tell me your story, or encourage yourself to learn more about dating, or to be more careful and cautious. Who knows? Who knows? So to start, I'm calling you to relax and enjoy.
There are some stories that I would like to tell that I honestly personally don't understand. Why would people do this? Why would they act like this, and what's going on? Not to start with my own story, I'm gonna start with someone else's story. I'm obviously going to say this story with complete anonymity and respect to the person who it happened to, and any similarity to the person you might know that sounds like this, it's purely coincidental. Let me just introduce you a little bit into this situation. This is something that my friend had happening to her. I was really baffled actually when she told me the story. I didn't even know what to think. So two of them met on some kind of camping, and they were inseparable. They were constantly together. She's been going to their house. She's been hanging out with his little sister, taking her to cinema, drinking coffees to mom. He would be going to her place. They would be every day together. And then one day he just stops returning her calls. He just stops returning her messages. He blocks her everywhere. And she's like, I don't know. She waits few days. She's basically trying to contact him through every possible way, like through his mother, and she's just postponing to go there because I don't know why. Anyways, few days pass and he removes her as his girlfriend on Facebook, and she's like, okay, all right, this is now it. What the fuck? I'm going there. So she goes there and he's home. She knows when he's home. She knows when he works, his schedule and everything. He hears her coming in and he runs into his bedroom and he closes himself inside. And she's begging him, please, just come out, let's talk, tell me what's happening. Can we work on it? Can we not work on it? If you want to break up with me, just break up with me in my face. Don't be a coward. Hide behind the door. Hey, come out and tell me what it is. She's crying, she's sobbing, she's begging him. And this guy, nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. He stays inside. He doesn't say a word. Just nothing. When I was hearing this story, I really couldn't understand. So I was asking, was there any issues that you guys had? And she's like, well, we had some issues. Like every couple has some issues, but nothing that they would be like fighting over for days or breaking up or being angry at each other for days or anything like that. So basically she's telling me, I really, really don't know. I need some conclusion. If this guy decided to break up with me, that's fine. You don't want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you, especially with this kind of reaction, because this is a bit nuts, don't you think? And honestly, the only comment that I had, except maybe additional questions that I could ask, was, I just don't understand. Why would a person do that? How can you just ghost someone for you who you have been seeing for months? And when I say months, I mean 6+ months. It baffles me. So this story ended pretty much like this. She stopped going to his house. She stopped contacting him. He never contacted her back. She tried to talk to some of his friends and to his brother, and his brother said he doesn't really know anything, that he just doesn't want to talk about it, that mother is asking him, everyone is asking him, and he just doesn't want to talk about it.
Huh?
I don't know how I would comment this and what would be my conclusion from this story. I would think that now, through years, I found out more about attachment styles and that this person is someone who is avoidant. And as soon as he was aware that this is getting serious, he remembered his fears, or he started feeling fearful for whatever reason, and he didn't know how to cope with it, and he decided his coping mechanism is gonna be ghosting. He didn't worry about his morality at that time, because hey, you could have write a letter, dude. I think teenagers write a letter, but grown-ass man cannot do.
Okay.
Another story is my story. I have so many stories that I don't even know where to start, but here it is. I'm gonna start with this one. One of my ex-boyfriends, it started all great. I felt like this is a beginning of a new era and I might finally achieve something on this field. And there are many things that I can say about his behavior, but one of the behaviors which makes me think this is very selfish, it's something that would be happening quite often through the course of our several years relationship, and something that was really bothering me. And please don't say, well, if this was bothering you, you could have left, because it's much easier to say than do, and I'm not judging anyone who stayed in the bad relationships. It is very hard to explain human psychology. Well, it is very hard to understand human psychology and why we do things that we do. It's so deep. To go back onto the story, because I massively digressed now, and you will see that I love to do this. This guy would tell me that he's coming to my place, for instance. He's 15 minutes away, and then he would not show up for hours. And that kept happening. Like, I'm making dinner because we live together, and he tells me, I'm home in 10 minutes. I'm just at this station, and I know how far this station is from our house, and I know how long it takes for him to walk that distance. And I'm like, okay, let me finish dinner so I can serve it. I serve the dinner, and this guy is not home for another 2 hours. I addressed this so many times. Well, every time when it happened, I addressed it, and how it kept happening, it actually made me like not even think that he's coming home. He would let me know, and I would probably know that this is not gonna happen. These occasions when he would actually come back home on time were just miniature occasions, almost never happening occasions. This was a guy that I never could rely on, that it's gonna be home. We just talk on the phone, it's sexy time, he's coming home, and he just doesn't come. Not even for that, he's not coming. He's not coming for anything. What is he doing? Well, most of the times what he was doing was drinking beer and talking on the phone with, I don't know, whoever, or talking with strangers, literal strangers that he just met on the street, that have a nice cap or have a nice jacket, or I don't know, whatever. They are walking with their left foot first and then the right one. Anything was a good opportunity to talk. Everything was better opportunity to stay out than to come home. And I was the one who was waiting. So as I said, this is just one of the things. And what I learned is that something like this can give you trauma. That can give you trauma after exiting this relationship, I only then realized how traumatized I am by this. It's like I'm always in this waiting phase, and it's very hard for me to start relying on these new people that I'm meeting, because I keep thinking, oh, you have to rely only on yourself. And I don't know why he was doing this. As I said, beer did not help him, and many other things that I also think that he might be experiencing. But can you do something like this to the person you love? I'm not really sure you can. And that also leaves me a little bit confused. I know we are easy on saying I love you, but still we do expect that person who says I love you has a little bit more decency towards you than this. So yeah, this is one of my experiences that I learned what I will not be tolerating at all, even though, because maybe that's my trauma, but I'm gonna be very on the edge when it comes to stuff like this, telling me you're coming and then you're not back home, or you leave me waiting, or similar, that I'm just going to try to also monitor myself where something like this happens, and I'm not overreacting if it's not that big of a deal, if it's just happened now and it was completely unintentional. But also, if I recognize a pattern, I am going to stop this relationship, because I don't want to be in that kind of relationship again. I know I'm a slow learner, but I'm better than that.
Game over.
Even though I'm talking mostly from female perspective up to this point in a relationship, that does not mean that we ladies are perfect. We are great. Women are great in relationships. We just do everything perfectly. No, we don't. We don't, but obviously I am a woman, so I know a little bit more from my perspective. Sorry, guys. And most of these stories that I hear are coming from the woman's perspective, because on some rare occasions I can actually hear guys openly talking like this and about their emotions when it comes to relationships. Guys, shout out to the guys. If you are willing to share, please share. We would all like to hear, and we would all like to talk about it. I will try to include as many guy stories as I can, as many as I have. So this next one that's coming, it's a story from a guy's perspective. I have this friend, he would be trying to date, and we already know that dating is harder for guys. It is, especially if they are dating in dating apps. There is no charm to dating app. Someone has to like how you look. And I think we women are picky. We are often picky, and we won't swipe right. This guy would be constantly going on dates with women who would expect her to be taken to expensive restaurants. I'm not saying don't take a girl to expensive restaurants if you can, but maybe don't take her there on a first date. And if she's the one that's telling you that she wants to go to an expensive restaurant, then you can expect that she would be the one that wants you to pay.
Massive digress.
This guy went on a date with a girl to a very fancy restaurant. He's a gentleman, so he paid. And then they went home to his. Whatever you think about sex on the first date, it doesn't really matter, because it happens. It happens, and people do it, and people enjoy it. And I think that's fair. Everyone can decide, and that does not have to be any kind of sign about positive or negative outcome of any relationship, in my opinion. After they spend night together, she goes home in the morning, he pays her taxi, and they continue chatting. That evening, she's calling him out to meet up somewhere, and they go for what he thinks is a walk somewhere in central London. They start a walk, and they walk by the shops, and she's like, oh, look at this good jacket, let me go inside and see it. And she runs like a little Bambi into that shop, and he's following her, and she finds the jacket and she tries it out. He compliments her. Oh yeah, it's cute, very nice, baby. And she's like, oh, you like it? Can you please buy it for me? And he's like, well, how much does this jacket cost? It's not too much, let me see, it's so beautiful. Oh, it's 80 pounds. Baby, please, please buy this to me. I will give you pet bonuses and everything. Buy this to me. Oh, otherwise I will be sad. So he's a bit caught. He doesn't really want to buy her this jacket, but he buys the jacket. Then they're passing next to few more shops. Then again she's like, oh, I love this shop, come in with me. And then she runs into the shop again, jumping like little Bambi, starts turning around, and she goes to the men's section, yeah, and she grabs a shirt, and here she's like, this color would suit you so well. You would be so handsome, even more handsome than you are right now. Look at this. Why don't you buy this to yourself and then you can wear it onto our next date? He grabs this. Oh yeah, fuck yeah, she's telling me I'm handsome and I can be even more handsome for her. I'm gonna buy this sweater. So he buys the sweater and they continue a walk, and this walk is only shop's walk. And she's already, before he knows, in the third shop, again running in like a little Bambi, jumping. How can he resist her? She is adorable. So they go inside this shop. So first she is going around the men's section this time, again checking stuff, but nothing is, she doesn't like anything. She doesn't fancy anything. So they continue to girls section, but in girls section she is fancying quite a bit of things. She starts trying out things. She takes him to the changing room and she's trying out the bras, and this bra suits me. This, oh, look how sexy I am. I'm gonna be wearing this one next time, when we are together, la 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 la. She's coming out from this shop with a ton of laundry. He's obviously spent a lot of money at this point, a lot of money that he did not expect he's going to spend. So he asked her, can they go for a coffee and just like to sit down? And she says yes. And this date ends like an hour later. She shows genuine interest in him. All good, I guess. She's just a little bit more high maintenance, he thinks. So he gets home and he asks her, when is she free, when is she available to go on a next date with him? And she tells him, but before we go on our date, you would have to pay a hairdresser for me. I just need a new cut and I need a new color. It's time for a change also. So I cannot see you until I'm a new me. He's like, no, I'm sorry, but I spent a lot of money today. I don't have that much money. I'm not earning, I don't know what kind of money. I'm average earner. I earn maybe 50k, and sometimes I can spoil you, but I cannot keep spoiling you all the time. And he's very reasonable in this, okay? So what he's telling her, like when he was telling me the story, what he was telling her was like, hey, sometimes I will go and buy you stuff and bring you presents and all this thing that might spoil you. Like, I love giving gifts. I will be giving gifts to you constantly, but I don't have enough money for 100% of your maintenance. Like, I cannot be paying all this. And what she said to him is that then she is not interested into dating him, that she just needs more.
Game over.
Yeah, it was a story that was very, very hard to comment. I felt quite sorry for him because he's a good guy. Luckily, he is now married and he has child on his way, so good for him. He managed to find someone. I don't know. I don't understand mentality. If you want to be a sugar baby, I'm really not minding this. Go for it, girl. But then go on sugar daddy sites. Find there someone who is going to sponsor you. you. Or say that in the very beginning, looking for a sugar daddy, or if that doesn't sound right to you, just say it. I want regularly to be gifted, to be taken to hairdresser, to this, to that, in the very beginning of the relationship. Don't use a guy and then tell him this. It's just not okay. It's not okay for guys. I'm one of these women who thinks that it's fair that you pay a first drink on our first meeting. If you're taking me to a restaurant, that you pay our meal. But I don't expect to be taken to a restaurant on a first date. I think coffee and walk in the park is just enough. As long as some effort is made. For me, effort means more than how much money you spent on me. And I heard similar stories like this, so I'm pretty sure it happens quite often, and that's kind of negative. That comes from our sides, ladies, that we are also not open enough, and instead of that we are pretending we are someone to get what we want. I'm not saying guys don't do that, we all do that. Humans do that. Like, we all manipulate to get what we want, like no exception. Maybe we manipulate less, but we still do that.
And now, after hearing these stories, after me first time telling these stories out loud, I believe it's a time for me to go and do a little research and come to any kind of conclusion or even statistics that will give us more insight into today's dating. Because, to be honest with you, I was not too involved into finding out more about this topic until now. I did obviously hear a lot of stories. I see what people write in the group chats. I read through other people's conversations, and there has been many discussions, for instance in London Social Circle chat, about updating and different kind of experiences of people when they go to meet someone in the first place, as in speed dating, blind dates and similar. But I haven't seen a lot of conversation about these kind of cases when it comes to relationships. So when relationship already started, the experiences that come out of it, you won't see much of that in the group chats. Only if you are closer with someone, they're going to tell you the story. Obviously, this research is going to take me a little while, so I'm going to call you now to tune into the next episode that comes straight after this one. It's going to be event episode where you can hear about upcoming events that would be great to show up onto. I might also go to some of them, but no promises, since I also need the rest sometimes. As much as I don't want to, as much as I want to go out and about all the time, I cannot. Also, my wallet is saying, no, don't go out and about all the time. Stay at home sometimes. Be productive. Do your research and record the episode. But I highly encourage you not to miss them if you don't have to. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and be just a little bit patient for part 2. It's coming very, very soon. It's on regular schedule, which means in 2 weeks. And then you're going to find out what I found out. In the meantime, follow me on my social media, No Weak Links Club. Exclusive club, there is no other, so you are in luck to be a part of it.
Like and subscribe, please.
And under the episode post, I'm inviting you to leave me your stories, your experiences, your questions, what's bothering you. Is there anything positive that's going on in the dating world right now? What do you think? Tell me everything. If you're a bit shy or you just don't want to share your experiences where everyone else can see them, you are more than welcome to write into my DMs or to email me. One more time, thank you for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon. Josi sending kisses. Bye.